I heard the sudden throaty wail of a songbird, trembling upon the air. The sound echoed the faint trembling of my brother's fists, and I averted my eyes. The dew had barely left the leaves. "We'll meet them as though nothing has changed," I said, with the hint of a question. Isul's eyes flashed in anger. "Nothing has changed," he insisted. I sank to my knees before him at once when the look in his eyes betrayed the lie. Everything had changed. Our father was dead, and my brother the emperor in his stead. And I had shown grave disrespect to my new lord by neglecting to bow to him. Shock had overwhelmed all memory of protocol. I struggled with my shame and could not lift my eyes. "Mamoru," Isul said, in place of how he had once addressed me. "Brother, do not do this. Rise." "I swear to serve you," I said, instead of obeying him. This old custom was more important even than brotherhood. We were no longer two princes, and I had wasted too much time already without acknowledging his new place as Emperor of the Kihan. "In 7 ways I shall serve you. In 7 ways I shall offer my life to you. In 7 ways, if it is in my power, I shall die beneath your blade, as your blade, for your blade. May your reign be prosperous and long." Then, closing my eyes, I strayed from the words I'd known since before I could form them with my own mouth, the prayer with which I was born. "May the people love you as I do," I whispered. "Isul." My brother held up his hand, fingers spread wide. As always, it was a small sign, but the shame I felt was assuaged by the openness of the gesture. If my brother's fingers had been all together, I would have sensed his anger at my actions. But I had never given my brother cause to close his hand and his heart against me. "Enough," he said, his voice cold. He must have already been preparing mentally for the arrival of the delegates. "Rise." I did as he'd bidden me. It was as things would be between us from then on. And it was as things had always been. For I respected my brother's elder position just as I loved him. And it stilled the quaking in my chest a little, to know that not everything had changed. "What?" I held my tongue, breathing the way I'd been taught, to hide the uncertainty in my voice, my movements. "What happens now, Isul?" He shook his head, looking out over the gardens as though expecting to find some answer within their soothing patterns. Of course, my brother was a man who needed no such reassurance. I myself felt an unbidden longing. The sand had no need to worry as to what direction to take, what shape, what form. There was a plan in mind for the sand, and it had only to follow. My brother and I had no such luck. I fiddled with the smooth, soft fabric of my overlong sleeves, trying not to seem as though I was waiting on my brother's response. Surely the new responsibility was weighing heavily on his mind, and he would have a great many things to discuss with the warlords, our own diplomats, before the delegation from Volstov arrived tomorrow. The proper thing, I knew, was to beg my leave, expecting to be informed of what my new role within the negotiations would be at a later